Hi, this is Dana, and on this channel I speak about Gnostic spirituality. In this video, God has guided me to talk about about revenge. Oh my God, it was surprising to me. So I asked God why, and He said that there are people who are struggling with this. They feel they have been done wrong by others. Mind you that they also have done wrong to others, but anyhow, the point is, God says that they are struggling with the fact that they want revenge for hidden bondages which were created on them in order to make them do harm unto others. Well, I'm the other on which they all have been done wrong. Anyhow, the point is, God says to talk about how you deal with this. And I asked God, why would I be talking about it? So God says, because you have a special way of dealing with it. So then I'll just share basically what's my view on this. I never ever in my life sought revenge. I never cherished revenge. I never desired revenge. It's just, to me, it's like, it's stupid, only because, let me say one thing. So somebody has done wrong to you, right? Okay, so you take revenge on him or her. Okay, it will never be exactly the same situation, right? It cannot be the same situation in life. There's never the same situation against an individual who has done something against you. Something is different. Maybe you have different values, and she did witchcraft on you in order to fall in love and to split you from your true partner. Okay, you cannot do the same to her because she doesn't have true partner, for example. So okay, you can do something harm to her, but that's not gonna mirror what she did to you. So it's to me, I don't think revenge gets you to justice. This is my issue with revenge. I mean, to me, always, even sometimes, for example, God shows to me that people that have done wrong to me, because of my spiritual fighting, they get karma. And I ask, what's karma? And God shows, for example, that they get sick. And I'm like, so how is this helping me in any way? I don't understand. So what, now I'm supposed to be happy about that? I'm not going to cry over it, but I'm also not going to be happy about it because it doesn't contribute in any way to make my life better. Right? So why would I seek revenge? This is one thing. Another thing. So for me, this is really important. I said this in many videos. I'm a very pragmatic person. So whenever we talk about something, I will look for the outcome. I would look for what's in it, how this changes things, how we move forward with this, how this helps us to move forward, so how this helps us to get justice. Well, and it doesn't. It doesn't. So then why would you put so much effort into getting revenge? Because another thing is, revenge, it's a very emotional thing. It's draining you. When you seek revenge, let me say this, when you seek revenge, you are putting strings on the individual who has done wrong on you. Emotional strings. Do you understand? So if somebody has done wrong to you and you start hating that person and wanting revenge, that means you put emotional strings on that person. That means you willingly feed that person with your energy. Now, how is that smart? How is that going to get you anywhere? I don't think it will. That's the problem. I don't think it will. So to me, again, I say revenge is really something, I don't want to insult people, I don't want to say it's stupid, but it's just not beneficial to you. It just doesn't get you anywhere. So you need to think. What I would suggest, for example, because God asked me to talk about this, I would suggest the following. Take the topic, revenge, and analyze it, investigate it. What does this mean? What does it mean overall in the relationship that you discuss about? What does it mean to you? What will entail on you? And I'm telling you, it will entail emotional strings to you, the other one. Okay? And try to draw a line at the end and say, okay, so what's the outcome for me? What do I get from this? How is this helping me in any way? And then you will have the answer, exactly like I said just now, namely that it doesn't help you in any way. It really just prolongs a very negative relation between you and the other individual, and it puts strings, so it makes the connection more intense, negative, low vibration, karmic, but still more intense, which will overall will drain you. So I don't understand, why would you want to do this? Oh, okay, you do want justice. That's totally different. Okay, that is different. Revenge is different, and wanting justice is different. It is important to get justice, because this is why we incarnated. We came here to make justice, to bring in 3D divine justice. Okay, you have been done wrong in many ways since you incarnated. So you should seek justice for all of these circumstances. I am doing that myself, obviously. But it's one thing to seek justice, and it's another thing to seek revenge. Okay. So in my case, God says, talk about you. Now, I talk about me. How God says, how do you deal with it? Well, I deal very simply. First of all, I said in previous videos, usually people that keep bothering me, that keep sending attacks to me, that slander my name behind my back and stuff like this. I'm very observant. I have always been, since I was a child, I was very observant. So I will take note first, and I will ignore you. So I will ignore you completely, to the point that you don't understand if I saw you, if I know that you're around, if I know that you exist. I will ignore you, but not just in a pretend type of behavior that I would just put an act. No, I completely ignore you. I completely ignore you, meaning that I do not care. I just watch to take note if you are doing something. Okay, so when I ignore you, I will watch you to see what you're doing. So I will be prepared if you do harm to me. But I will not put emotions in it. This is what it means to ignore. Yeah. I will behave like normal, polite type of behavior, unless you have done something really wrong. And then I will ignore you in a more, how to say this, in a more confrontational manner. So if I know that you have done something wrong to me, then I will ignore you in a way to put you in your place and to show you that I know and you better watch out. Okay? Like a warning sort of type. Yeah? But then, of course, there are some people which are insistent, are stubborn, and they insist on doing harm. So if we get to that point and you reach the point of taking me out of my observer mood and out of my comfort in which I can afford to ignore you, so if you bother me and you take me out of my mode, then we will have confrontation. That doesn't mean necessarily a fight, but I will make sure that you understand that I know, and I'm not putting up with it, and you need to stop. You need to stop. If you don't stop, I will stop you. And when you get to that point with me, then that is not pleasant, I can tell you this. And I'm not referring to day-to-day behavior, but I'm referring to the way I position myself towards you. Because normally, if you got to this point, it means you crossed boundaries, which I care for. And you bothered me, you bothered me in different ways, you insulted me. And bottom line for me, at this point, God says at this point, these other people turn to revenge, God says. Okay, at this point, I do not turn to revenge. But the thought I have is I must get justice. I must get back whatever you took from me. Money, status, gifts, reputation, fame, whatever you took from me, yeah? And as well, my peace of mind and my peace, my freedom to be at peace and enjoy myself and my life and my time with God, yeah? So for this reason, I will make sure that you come to a point. At this point, it's pretty obvious. I do not believe that a conversation between us will settle the issue. If you got to this point and you crossed boundaries with me, it means that a conversation cannot solve the matter. It means you are obsessed and you're doing harm on purpose repeatedly to me in different ways. And at this point, of course, I do not turn at revenge, but I will find ways in which I will let you know that I know what you're doing, that you need to stop, and that if you don't stop, I will stop you one way or another. And I will, then this is the point when I focus on you. So I get out of my observer mood, I get out of my peace and tranquility, and I focus on you. And if I focus on you, I will make sure that you will reach a point to be sorry that you started this with me. This is my bottom line. It's always been like this. I mean, I always thought this way, and I always positioned myself this way towards people who have harmed me or did wrong to me. And I will make sure that you will reach the point when you will feel sorry and you will regret it truly that you started that with me. But very much in a ladylike fashion. I'm not the type to put my hand in my on my waist and start yelling at you curses and stuff. And I'm not the type to do this. We in Romanian people call it mahala. Not the type of poor taste type of fights and stuff like this. I can do it if I want, but it's not my style. But I will make sure, if you got me out of my comfort zone, then I will make sure that you will get to regret it. And one reason, for example, there are many reasons, but one of them is because I want justice. Another one is because I want to make sure that you will never do that again. I'm not a karmic person, so I do not accept that you take me back and forth, doing this kind of shit. Yeah. So for this reason, if you really get me into a confrontation, then I will make sure, first, that you stop. Second, that I get justice. Third, that you will regret it and you will never do it again. Because I don't have time for shit. I have things to solve in my life. I have projects that I want to work on. I can do a lot of beautiful things. I have planned a lot of projects already that are just waiting to be implemented. And I don't have time for stupid shit. Literally, I don't have time for stupid shit. So I don't want to start a project or my life or something and then to have the same stupid idiot coming after me and poking me again with the same stupid shit which they did before. So, okay, if you got to the point to stop me from my path, I will take a pause from whatever I'm doing and I will focus on you and I will deal with you. But when I will deal with you, again, I say, I will get justice and I will make sure that this ends, regardless what intentions you have. But this ends. I'm not gonna accept to leave the situation alone until I make sure that you're not able to come after me and start poking me again. And for the simple reason, I explained why. Because I don't have time to start a project and then get bothered again by you. I need to make sure that I'm done with you. And you cannot do this shit to me again. Yeah. Okay, so I spoke about me now. But again, when we talk about revenge, I say again, I do not see the point of revenge. Simply because I don't understand what you get from it. How is that helping you? Now God told me to speak about me. I did speak about me. And now you understand how I view things. So in the way I view things, the revenge doesn't contribute to any of the sequences which I described. It doesn't help me at any phase of this strategy of mine. It just doesn't, it doesn't contribute. It doesn't bring anything. How is it helping me to know that this and that person who did harm to me is in suffering? Unless the suffering is generating in their life the decision or the consequence of not being able to do harm on me again. Otherwise, I don't understand it. Why to enjoy that they are suffering? I don't have time for that. To me, as I said from the very beginning, if you do harm to me and you're unjust to me, you don't exist. I don't have feelings for you. Either way, I don't have feelings. I don't hate you. I don't like you. I don't, nothing. If you insist on bothering me, then I will stop from what I'm doing to deal with you, just so I will have peace and my freedom and time to work on whatever I want to work. Yeah, to create whatever I want to create. But it's not because I have a feeling for you. It's because you're bothering me. So because you're bothering me, then I will stop and I will deal with you just to take you out of my way. That's basically it. Yeah. And I will make sure that you regret it, so you will want to do it again. But, and that I get justice. But otherwise, I don't see a point. You don't exist to me. So why would I be happy that you're in suffering? First of all, I don't see why would you be happy of anybody being in suffering. But if you have inflicted suffering in my life and I will see you suffer, I will not enjoy it, but I will consider that fair. I will consider that karma. It doesn't mean that I'm taking out of my, it doesn't mean that I have wrong placed empathy. Okay, if you have done wrong to me, you have tried to kill me, and I see you in suffering, I will not have empathy at all. But I will not enjoy it either, because really it doesn't matter to me. When this happens and God shows me about some individuals in suffering who were trying to kill me, I'm like, okay, good. Now I want my justice. This is what I want. This is what I care about. You inflicted suffering, or karma inflicted suffering on them. Good, great. Now, where is my justice? Because I want to move on. I have so many projects that and every time I tell God, I say, do you know how many people I could have helped in all this time in which I wasted doing this spiritual fighting with these imbeciles in their stupid satanic convents, doing witchcraft on me and doing all sorts of rituals and stuff like this? Do you know how much time I wasted and how much good I could have done to how many people. I just want it over because they're just stupid. And because at this point I can even describe in detail which spirit is possessing whom. And I don't find it funny that I'm wasting my life with that. Okay, so literally, again, I don't enjoy it. I also don't place wrong empathy on it. So if you have done wrong to me, then I will consider that wrong being done to you is just karma, and it's justified. Because why? Because you need to learn a lesson to stop doing this. Because I keep telling God, okay, this is not funny even, because there are many people who don't have my power. It's just a matter of age of your soul, yeah? And of course, the good deeds that you have done. But there are many people who are young souls in this world. And nobody from them deserves to be victims of these creeps because they want to do harm onto others so they can get rich or famous. It's not normal to do it because God says they wanted to kill you, but of course they didn't succeed. Yeah, but if there would have been somebody else in my place, that person would have died. And they would have trapped his spirit or her spirit into 3D so they can use it in necromancy. And this is not acceptable. They need to learn a lesson. They need to learn the lesson to stop. To stop doing this. Yeah, my dog, you see, he agrees as well. Yeah, so that's the point. I will not feel empathy because these creeps need to learn a lesson. They need to understand they must stop. They need to understand they are in the wrong. And they need to understand that when you're in the wrong, you must do redemption. Period. I'm not wasting time with that. And you get karma, yeah. And if you have done suffering and murder on other people, you will it's just that you receive that back, yeah. But I want to point out that even in 3D, this is illegal. To plan somebody's demise or murder, that is already illegal. In 3D, you can be locked up for this. Okay, and this is why I plan, one of my important plans is to bring about legislation which forbids all this witchcraft, voodoo, and all these spiritual attacks, and particularly the use of technology in doing all of this harm and harvesting energy and all these creeps who make money out of harvesting energy onto others. So this is why, because even in 3D, this is, first of all, this is unacceptable and is punished by law. And second of all, the 3D as well needs to start acknowledging in legislation the fact that this is a practice out there. There are people who make money out of it. And this is not acceptable. And it's not going to be complicated because I can already prove that most intel agencies from many countries literally have public documents in which they show that they have this witchcraft type of thing. I already have documents for this from public institution archives. So I don't think it's that complicated. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to stop now. It's about revenge. This is what God asked me to talk about. I did. I talked about it. I don't know who has issues and struggles with the topic. I hope they can get to a higher perspective. And again, it does not mean that you shouldn't seek justice for yourself. But it means that you need to work on your energy and the way you see justice for yourself when you move along in getting this. It shouldn't be a revenge, and it shouldn't be in a way in which makes you more vulnerable. Because let me tell you something. You want revenge, okay? Okay. Then you're going to be very intense, very focused, and very energetically connected to the other one. Because why? Revenge is emotional. Because you're emotional. This is why. Yeah, and because you're doing harm, and whatever is harm doing, it's under the power of darkness, which means an entity is attached to you. Revenge is an entity. There is a principality of revenge. Yeah, and that principality will claim you. So you sink in darkness only because you want revenge on the other one. Now what happens? That principality would feed your opponent. So instead of getting justice for yourself, how the energy works in such a way that by desiring revenge, you get binded to the individual who has done wrong to you, and you choose to feed that individual. Okay? You choose to feed that individual. So it's not even that that individual comes to harvest from you. You are offering to that individual your energy and the power to use you. Do you understand me? So this is very wrong from your own self-interest. It's like you are doing wrong on yourself. You are doing harm on yourself at that point. Yeah? So I think this is very important to be understood properly. I'm not giving lectures about morality here. I'm just pointing out to you that energetically speaking, you are enslaving yourself to the principality of revenge and to the individual against whom you want to pursue revenge. And you feed your own energy to that individual. Okay? So you need to learn to step out of it. And for this, I would recommend the meditations for clearing energy, which I have on my channel, particularly the silent meditation. Why? Because you need to go back, energetically speaking, on your chakras and to see where it's a hook on you regarding this. Because probably there is a bondage, entity attachment, a hook on you, even a curse, a generational curse could be, in order to attach you to the principality of revenge. In that situation, you must understand that you will never be able to move forward unless you heal that on yourself. And you come out on top, able to get justice without somebody cursed me now. Without pursuing revenge. You're able to get justice without pursuing revenge. That means that you move forward without an emotional investment in that individual who harmed you, but with a determination to get justice. So it's just a mind thing. It's not an emotional thing. The mind thing is like, you wronged me, I want justice, I want back what you stole from me, I want you punished. Period. Out of my life. Okay? So this is what I have to say about revenge. I hope this helps. I will stop here now, and if you feel like you want more details, let me know, okay?